Welcome back, everyone, to our parenting moment. There is a lot to learn for kids, and with so much going on, it's hard to process the experiences life has to offer.
Parenting podcaster and book author Kyriaki is back to share how parents can help their kids create positive narratives. Okay, positive narratives when we're ingesting stimuli just out in the world or in media.
So, you know, we are all constantly taking in so much stimuli every day, and for our kids, they are having to process and navigate. What do I think about this? What's my opinion about this? And we know that we all have narratives that don't serve us, that we gained when we were children. So it's really important to help them navigate these experiences now while they're younger. For example, in his book called Personality Isn't Permanent, Dr. Benjamin Hardy gives this example where they were on a family walk. His son was pushing the stroller with his two little sisters in it, and he lost control, and the stroller went over into a ditch, and he almost lost the girls over the ditch. Now, it's easy to say, oh, it was just an accident, you know, these things happen, things like that. Instead, his parents chose to say, this was the day you saved your sisters. And that's how they framed it, because you can tell, and he says in the book, that we have just a few moments after an experience in which our brain starts to make sense of it. And we can start to say, I made a mistake, I'm bad. We can start to attach these things, but if you catch that, then you can kind of steer it in a way that will serve them later in life.
Wow, that is super powerful. That creates, like, you have to be super ultra aware of what's happening.
Yes.
And making sure that your kids are getting that narrative.
Yeah, and of course we're not going to catch every single one. And what this is not, we are not sweeping things under the rug. We are not sugarcoating. We still want them to feel all their feelings. We want to validate all their feelings. But when we revisit this memory, we want to frame it in a way that's empowering, because neuroscience tells us that when we think about a memory, we're not thinking about the actual memory. We are thinking of the last time we thought about that memory. So however we felt about that memory, whatever we framed that memory in. So we have the power to choose, how am I going to remember this? And so this will help kids through their whole life.
I just got the chills twice so far, and I feel like you need to become a therapist. But first, tell us about the narratives we create. I mean, this can last and affect how they will ultimately have their own romantic relationships, how they'll interact with friends. Tell us why.
It affects everything. So we are all constantly creating narratives every single day in our own lives. This is how we talk about our marriages, our divorces, our relationships, our family history. So we're already doing this. But what we want to do is be really cognizant of how we're talking about these things, to switch it from, say somebody in your family dealt with a life-threatening illness and they came out on the other side. Rather than saying something like, that was so scary, we could choose to say something like, that was a hard time we overcame together. And so as you practice this, it will get easier, but it is very, you do need to put some thought into it in the beginning. But just thinking about the words you say, what you choose to say, and how you frame things will definitely help your kids in the future. The reason this is so important is because it not only helps them navigate day to day, but it helps to build identity, and it helps to create a sense of belonging, which is very important for kids in the formative years. So things like families who say, you know, we stick together in this family, or we stick up for one another in this family, that gives them an identity, a place to belong. I belong in a family that thinks this way. So it's just...
That's huge, because that's helpful. It is also carving out their journey of who they are. I remember reading an article, and a mom said, you know, the Pomeroys, their last name means an includer. And so every day after school, he would look, or during school, he knows he's an includer. Like, that's what he's about. And that's how he decides to bring in people and connect with people.
Yeah, it's amazing. And they will form their identities one way or another. So if we can help to give it a sense of meaning, a sense of purpose, a sense that will help them, empower them, because then when they look at similar situations, similar relationships in the future, they will see it through this lens. And that's what we're trying to do.
This is brilliant. I think that we don't think deeply enough about this sometimes. I know that when something big or potentially scary has happened, you don't want your kids to be scared. So you want to talk about it in a way that doesn't scare them, but also validates that this was a big thing to go through. And that's where you can really set those core narratives.
Of course. There are two sides to every story, right? And they can both be truthful, but one can serve you and one can hurt you. So let's choose the way that's going to serve them for the rest of their lives.
Ooh.
Oh, that also builds so much confidence.
Yes, and it helps with confidence too, and it helps with family bonding.
Okay, we love when you are here. That might have been my favorite segment. I really needed that
Thanks,
topic.
you guys.
That was. Okay, get your book. Motherhood is Big Enough.
You guys, the ebook is now available on Amazon, and the book is also available on Walmart and the Walmart app. So get the book for a mom who's struggling, a new mom. Get it now.
Thank you, Kyriaki.
My pleasure.
Thank you. All right.